I think I might be a minute or two late. So good evening. This is my journey journal entry 2. Yes, I'm in my bathroom. Sometimes that's like the best place to be when you want to read, when you just want to get away, especially when you have children. I think as parents, we tend to hide away in the bathroom a lot. Excuse my face, kind of breaking out. I was eating a lot of chocolate. So, excuse the face. We all go through it. Anyway. So today's journey journal entry is, an entry that's very important to me at this time in my life. I've been going through some stages that some people have probably went through. Some people probably know people that have been through it. Or some people don't even know what the experience is to go through. I was very embarrassed at first due to my situation, and I didn't want to be vocal about it. Yes, having calls from family and friends, they would always ask, where have you been? We haven't seen you. How you doing? And my response would just always be, busy, because I didn't want to express what my situation was. So I never really did. So in this situation, a lot of people are, they're very opinionated, sometimes not in the best of ways, to people who are going through this type of situation. Temporary housing is not the best topic to talk about, especially if you're the person that's going through it. You get embarrassed. It's not something you want to express. You really don't want to hear people's opinions, the negative version of it. It is hard. Being in a situation like this with temporary housing is not the easiest thing in the world. I call it temporary housing because it's temporary. Others call it the shelter, which is another term for it. But I'm in this situation due to having an apartment. I had my own apartment. But unfortunately, I dealt with a slumlord, a very horrific one. I was without a toilet in my apartment for 2 months. And it was very hard to deal with. I would have to just get clothing from my apartment and go to my mom's house, and that was a back and forth thing for a very, very long time. And I love my mom. I love my mom to death, but I don't want to be under her roof if I have my own family. Me under her roof with my kids wasn't something I was comfortable with. It wasn't something I wanted to continue to do. So I basically just finally put my foot down and said, you know what, if this is the process that I have to venture through once more, then I'm going to venture through it, and I'm going to put my foot down, and I'm going to just take it all that comes at me. So that is what started my venture in temporary housing once again. Previous to this, many years ago, about 2007. Yeah, it was 2007. I got pregnant with my son, and obviously it wasn't the best time to get pregnant with my son. And on top of that, again, going back to the situation of not wanting to be under my mom's roof. If I'm starting my own family, why would I? So it was something that I battled, but I did try temporary housing at that time. I was found ineligible 16 times. People that venture into temporary housing, it's not what you expect. You would think, I'm going through a tough time, or something happened to my apartment. You think you're accepted with open arms because they want to help you. No, it's a process. And those that have been through it know how excruciating the process is. It's not easy at all. And you have to wait to see If you're found eligible for services to be in temporary housing, you could go through a fire. Sometimes you're not automatically accepted. You have to go through a process to be accepted. So for me, being that, yes, I was pregnant at the time, back in 2007, that didn't matter. I could have slept on the floor to them. I could have slept on a blowed up mattress. It didn't matter. So I was found ineligible 16 times. I got fortunate enough in one of my placements where, because I was with my children's father as well at that time, there was a woman there who introduced me to an amazing lawyer at that time. And she was a magnificent person. She literally helped me and my children's father get accepted. You know how they say sometimes you go through something not for yourself, but for somebody else? And you tend to learn along the way that sometimes it's okay to be all the way flat down to the bottom, because that's not always where you're gonna be. Sometimes your life can be a roller coaster. You're just like going up and down, up and down, and up and down. But the thing is, you're still going up. Although you're coming down, you're not staying down. You're going up. It's just sometimes things happen that are out of your control. So I was fortunate enough to meet this person in this placement who introduced me to this amazing lawyer. And in the process, I got approved. I got accepted. Now, the thing is, I have friends. I would never discuss names or anything like that. I have friends who ventured and went through the same ventures. And at the time, I wasn't very big on telling people my situation, as I wasn't now. But I was able to help people in the process, and they got approved themselves. And at this very moment, those same people that I helped have a home. So the things that you go through that knock you off your feet are sometimes not even meant for you, but you're just that tough person to endure that situation for the next person, because maybe that next person can't take it like you could take it. So they'll sit there and probably be like, oh my gosh, like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? But you already went through it. You can give them the rundown, and you're gonna be that person, because you went through it, to help that person in the process. So that was the great thing about going through that experience at that time. In this time frame, again, it's not what I expected, it's not what I wanted, but sometimes you get these curveballs. And in my apartment, not having a bathroom, having damages to my home, things that were supposed to be fixed a long time ago, they just never got fixed. So obviously I didn't want to be under my mom's roof. So I made that venture and I went into temporary housing. And luckily, the landlord was found, responsible basically for everything. And I was basically immediately to vacate that property, period. So immediately vacating that property due to health situations, due to the hazardous situations of him not fixing the repairs like he was supposed to, like a pipe had burst and everything. And you're paying rent to this person, you're entrusting a person when you're not in a position to have your own. You're entrusting another person who is that landlord, who is that owner, to maintain the property for yourself and for your family. You're the responsible one paying the rent. So you would think they'd be the responsible one to do their job, because it takes teamwork at the end of the day. But that wasn't the scenario for me. That's what landed me in my situation now. And I'm not embarrassed to talk about it anymore. I want everybody to know what I'm going through. It wasn't easy at first. I've been here for a few months, but it wasn't easy at first. It was a lot of emotional happening and a lot of doubting and a lot of pain. Basically, nobody wants to be in this position. But what I had to teach myself and actually learn is this is not final for me. It's temporary. And that's what it is. So that's why I wanted to start my journey journals as well, because I want people to see where I am right now, because I wasn't so vocal about it. So that's just like a vast of everybody like seeing like, oh, so that's what she's been going through. So we get it now. I'm just, I'm hopeful, I'm positive, I'm not doubting anymore. Prayer works, so please don't doubt that. It definitely works. I'm such a witness to it. It so works. Just pray. If you, no matter what your belief is, everybody has their own belief, and I respect that. Whatever your belief is, higher power, Allah, whatever, pray. That's it. At the end of the day, it picks you up. At the end of the day, it just makes you feel good. You know, it really makes you feel good. Even if you just, at the moment, let me just say a couple of words. But it makes you feel good. Because sometimes you don't have a face-to-face or a physical person to talk to. And yes, sometimes you do write. I know I write a lot. I mean, I love writing. You know, this would have been on a paper and written with a pen with these little journals. But I just wanted to be more vulnerable. I wanted to be more expressive. I wanted people to actually see my expressions as I'm explaining my story. So that's what my journey journals are about. So I am currently in temporary housing. It is temporary. I am venturing on a journey that will be taking place really, really soon. And you guys will be seeing this situation turning into my next situation. Now, I don't want to show exactly what the space looks like right now. I want to ask a few questions around, make sure I can do so. And when I get the okay, I will be showing this space, and then I will be leaving this space. So it'll be a stage by stage. So I know I might be short and sweet right now, but I just really wanted to get to the point. And this is my journey journal entry number 2. So again, please do not, if you are that compassionate person, and if someone tells you that they're in a situation like this, then that's an amazing thing. Amazing. If you're not so much of a compassion person, and some people kind of shun upon this, and they, you know, oh, if you're in temporary housing, it's like, oh, you broke, oh, you're going through this, and you go, that's not always the case. Sometimes you're in temporary housing, and you can have a fat bank account. So, you know, it just gives you an opportunity. If your credit is not right, hey, you got an opportunity to make it better, because right now you really don't have bills to pay. 2, if you don't have a lot of funds in the account, guess what? You're gonna get a fat bank account at the end of the journey, you know? So it's just, it matters on the person. And at the end of the day, anybody can get through this situation, because it's in its name. Temporary housing, period. I love you guys for staying and watching. I love every single person that commented. I'm sorry I wasn't interacting as much. I really wanted to get this out. Sorry, those are my kids trying to come in. But 1 second, no. No, 1 second. Sorry, this is live. Hold on.
Time is... I need to ask you something.
Tell me in my ear, whisper.
Look at your hair. Let me ask you. Tyler's doing...
Okay, give me 1 second.
Tyler's doing something on the TV.
Oh my gosh. So, they're supposed to be in bed, you know? But there's no school for them tomorrow. So, you know when you was a young... Once you heard no school, you was up all night. You wanted to play games. You wanted to watch TV. But anyway, that's what they're going through right now. But sorry, like I was saying, you guys, for those that commented, for those that stuck with me through this live and listened to everything that I was saying, I appreciate you guys so much. I'm so grateful. I'm sorry I wasn't interacting. I just really wanted to get what I was feeling out, to really express it. But yes, more journey journals to come. So if anything, enjoy your night, be comfortable, be safe, and we shall talk tomorrow. Love you guys.